Alright guys, today I'm working on a Mac X9R USA made. The only problem with this is the head's a little floppy. And I thought about taking this apart, pushing this pin out because it's mushroomed on both sides. I could probably redo it. The problem I'm going to have is this part right here, right in there, they're worn. So it's not going to do me any good to take it apart completely. Push this pin, take the head off to get to that ball bearing and spring, because the ball bearing and spring is retracted. It's, let's see if you can. I'm looking at the camera. I can't see what you guys can see. You can see the ball bearing in there. It's not stuck. The ball bearing's not stuck. It pushes down because it catches the end right there where it's not worn. So I paid $5 for this. This is a pawn shop buy for $5. It just needs, you can see it's a little rusty there on the head, a little dirty. It's dry. It's got good teeth action. I want to take it apart and clean it, give it a little polish, and be a good working tool, I think. All right, let's get in close here. Somebody might want to see. A lot of these round heads like this, I don't know who made Mac tools. I don't know if Mac made their own or not, but there's other companies that have similar. Man, that's dirty dry. Oh, it's not bad greasy wise. Check that out. Now, why is that? I was gonna say, why is that stuck in there? Just push right out. Ooh, that's kind of nasty. Nasty, nasty. All right, wipe some of this off here. I'll show you it's hard to see with all the grease and grime on it. All right, what do we got here? Nasty. Excuse me. Okay. Yeah, it looks like an E-clip. We'll remove that. Should be a spring under there. You know, for the life of me, I cannot remember. I remember taking one of these apart before. There's the clip off of it. There's a spring. There you go. The spring tip right there goes in a tiny little hole. There's a little tiny hole right there. And that resides like that. And that spring goes in that hole right there. Yeah. Well, it's definitely on the greasy side. There's no ball bearing, but there is a spring. Right there. Oh man, this thing's nasty to greasy. That's a little over greasy. Yeah. I know some of you guys don't like my carburetor cleaner, how I clean with carburetor cleaner, but that's just the way it is. So I don't lose my spring or my E-clip, I put it on a magnet. of grease on this thing. I wonder if they had to have had this apart before and just globbed the grease in there. Yeah. That's what they did. They had to have had this apart before. Now, man. Well, didn't have to worry about rusting anyways. Even with the head a little sloppy, a little loose like that, it's still going to be a good working ratchet. For $5, it's definitely worth repairing and cleaning up if it needed a repair of any kind, which it. All right. Well, it didn't take much. It's got some kind of blacking on it. Probably what I'll do is put the anvil on the wire wheel, and the detent's not stuck, so that's a good sign. Let's see the paw. Teeth are in good shape. Almost running out here. I really need steel brush. There we go. Let me get a pick. Let me look at this together here. Looks like, yeah, they're in good shape. Real good shape, so there's no wear. Whoever had this at least attempted to try to take care of it. He didn't necessarily abuse it to be, let it sit and rust or anything. He was proud of owning it. I'm sure this Mac wrench wasn't cheap when he went to buy it. We don't have a lot of Mac tools, trucks around here. Or we don't, for that matter. Snap-on's the only tool truck in this area. All right, now this come apart. Gosh. Yeah, took the spring out. Yeah, stupid glasses are bothering me again. There's not much to this. Just a flat plate with some hole. The hole, here's the tiny little spring. afraid to take it off the magnet. Of course, as soon as you do that, you know you'll lose something. So, got them all three together so I don't lose them. Man. Now I got grease all over my toothbrush. I'm not going to polish this little piece right here. Every time I try to polish little pieces like this into the on my polisher, sometimes if it lets go, the vacuum sucks it up and goes outside, and I can't find it in the grass. So, all right, I'll clean this up, and then we'll I guess throw it on the polisher. I don't think I'm going to wire wheel this. I think I'm just going to put it on the fiber wheel first. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, cleaned it off. I got to clean it off a little bit now to get the rubbing compound off, the polishing compound I should say. I use carburetor cleaner. I bought some denatured alcohol, and I don't know, I'm so used to using carburetor cleaner to clean my stuff, that's what I use. That gets what's left of the rubbing compound, polishing compound. Usually see a little black on it. It leaves a little bit on there. I didn't really do a great, outstanding polishing job on this, but I really didn't care because this is just going to be a good used tool. Oh, I need grease. Be right back. All right, let's see if I can remember how to put this thing back together. Sometimes you forget. Sometimes I do. Okay. And probably best to do it this way, I guess. Okay, I've got the little tiny spring that goes in this pocket. I'm just gonna kind of slather, not heavy like what they did. Just a little bit for a metal contact here. Put the spring in the little pocket right there, maybe there. This goes on the front of it. Okie dokie. Now, I'll set my clip and my other spring off the magnet so I can get to it. Okay. There's a tiny hole right, and that spring goes right in there like that. Oops. Say whoops. Line this, at least get it to where I can. Come on. Oh well, I got spring hitting the wrong spot, but that'll work. Hang on. Ah. Now where's my other end of my spring? I want this to turn. Come on. Come on. Turn. There's my other end of my spring. Oh. All right, let's do this another way. Put the spring in here, like the spring in here, and then this in there. Set that in the hole, like that. This has got a tiny little hole in it too. And that fits in that one. Oops. Like that. A little spring right there. And then the other part's right there. Dummy me. Let this fall out. This fits in there. You'll see this so long as I don't lose it. I gotta. Come here. I gotta put this. I got to have the bottom of this paw on the back side of this, like that. The paw, that's connected, and when this slides over, it pushes the paw over to that side and the spring switches. Now, since I got it all together, needle nose pliers, my baby ones, if I don't lose the clip. There. This little piece right here, it rides in the bottom of this groove. Let's do it this way. That, like that. And then you can switch it, see? Like that. It just switches that spring rides in that pocket. One end of that spring's on this top piece, the other end of that spring's in that black flat. And you just slide this in. Oh, wait a minute, I don't want to slide that in there. First, set this down gently. I want to grease the inside of this. Just lightly. Just a little bit of metal-to-metal contact. Anywhere where the metal-to-metal hits, I mean, it's not like a transmission or a gear manual transmission where you have high torque, high specs. Okay, now got to set this dead center. You got to get it centered. If you don't get it centered, this teeth will ride to one side and you can't get it in to fit. There, almost, there it goes. Then you can turn it left to right. E-clip. Really what I want to do is move this about dead center, like that. Make it more even, dummy. There. Man, that thing's smooth now. I like it. Let's back out a little bit. Alright, what I'm going to do now, just put a little wax on it, help protect the coating. I do that, and plus it cleans a little bit more if there's any compound left on it. I mean, this thing's not a showpiece. It's far from being a good art piece. It's just a good usable tool. Like I said, I got $5 in this thing. And that's what the lady at the pawn shop charged me. And I thought it was fair. For a good used name brand ratchet, I thought $5 was a good buy. clean up, man. I need some tea. I want to see what these things sell used. Be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. Well, I looked up the patents on this, 1957. They made them for a few years. And price on this thing used, I found $39 to $89. Don't know what kind of, you know, the one for $89 looked nice. I mean, it looked really mint. But like I said, mine has a little slop. It doesn't lock until he gets the last two notches, but there is a lot of wear on these. And the ball bearing's not stuck. It's protruding up just fine. So anyways, for $5, it's a 11-inch ratchet, I believe. 12-inch, something like that. 11-inch. So with the swivel head on it, the only thing it doesn't have the thumb release, which I wish it had that. But there again, the way I work when I do things, I get all the ratchets I need out with different sockets on it, and I just grab the ratchet. It's just habit, how I do it. So I have the ratchets that I can have 10 different sockets out there and a ratchet on each one if that's the way I want to do it. But anyways, not bad for a $5 buy. Oh, Mac. This one was made by New Britain and Company. New Britain Tools. So, well, made a lot of Craftsman tools too. So this Mac wasn't made by Mac Tools. They contracted it out, made by New Britain Tools. I need to do some more research on Mac Tool. I don't know a whole lot about them. I do know a lot about New Britain, so I'm happy with it. Like I said, these are real easy to take apart. Just don't lose the little springs. I have, trust me, that sucks. But if you run across these, buy them. If you can get them cheap, they're a good tool. They're good usable tool. It's not. I'm sure this is not a trophy piece by far. Just because it says Mac on there, people think, oh, it's outstanding, great. Well, come to find out, it's a New Britain tool. And a lot of people back in the day didn't like New Britain. I don't quite understand why, because people that didn't like New Britain like Craftsman, and I'm thinking they made a lot of Craftsman. So anyways, my dad was one of them. All right, guys, subscribe, give me thumbs up, thumbs down. I hope I showed how to take this thing apart, that you could work on it if need be. And you know, if I went too fast or missed something or screwed up something, you want to see it again, let me know. I'm glad to take it apart again. It's fun. All right, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy your weekend, have fun, and man, work week's gonna suck this week. Bye.